If you're over 25 and wondering why your phone doesn't ring anymore, this video will hit you like a cold slap of reality. The brutal truth about friendships that nobody wants to admit. By the end of this video, you'll understand why 90% of your friendships were destined to fail, and more importantly, what you can do about it. Stay till the end because I'm going to share the harsh reality that changed my entire perspective on relationships. The illusion. Let me tell you something that will make you uncomfortable. After 25, friends don't really exist. And before you get angry and click away, hear me out. I spent years wondering what was wrong with me. Why people who used to be so close suddenly felt like strangers. When you were in school or college, friendships were built on convenience, not connection. You saw the same people every day. You had no real responsibilities, and your biggest worry was passing exams. Back then, hanging out was effortless because everyone had unlimited time and zero real-world pressure. You thought these people would be in your life forever. You made promises. You said we'll always be friends while signing each other's yearbooks. You believed it. They believed it. But nobody told you about the brutal reality that was waiting around the corner. The truth is, those friendships were built on shared circumstances, not shared values. You were friends because you sat in the same classroom, lived in the same dorm, or hung out at the same places. Remove those circumstances, and what's left? Usually, nothing. The reality check. But then life happened. And life is the ultimate friendship filter. Career pressure kicked in. Some friends got married and suddenly their spouse became their priority. Others moved to different cities chasing better opportunities. Some had kids and disappeared into parenthood. And that group chat that used to buzz with 50 messages a day, now it's been silent for months. Here's the harsh reality that nobody prepared you for. Most people you call friends after 25 are actually just acquaintances with a shared history. They're people you used to know, not people who know you now. Real friendship requires 3 things: time, effort, and emotional investment. But after 25, everyone becomes obsessed with building their own life. They have mortgages to pay, promotions to chase, families to feed, and dreams to pursue. And guess what? Your friendship isn't paying their bills. The friend who used to call you every day to share every tiny detail of their life. Now, they're too tired after work to even text back. The one who never missed your birthday and always planned something special. Now, they barely remember to send a generic happy birthday message on Facebook. The friend who used to listen to all your problems for hours. Now they give you 3-word responses because they're dealing with their own mess. The one who said they'd always have your back. Where are they when you actually need support? And here's the part that hurts the most. When you do reach out, when you try to reconnect, you realize you have nothing in common anymore. The conversations feel forced. The chemistry is gone. You're both just going through the motions, pretending like everything is the same when it clearly isn't. And here's the most brutal part: it's not their fault, and it's not yours either. It's just life. This is how the world works, and nobody talks about it because it's uncomfortable to admit. People change. Priorities shift. What once mattered doesn't matter anymore. The person you were at 20 is not the person you are at 30. Your interests evolve. Your values mature. Your goals become more specific. And sometimes, the people who fit into your old life don't fit into your new one. But society doesn't prepare us for this. Movies and TV shows sell us this fantasy of lifelong friendships, where everyone stays connected forever. They show us groups of friends who remain close through decades, always there for each other's big moments. But that's fiction, not reality. The reality is that friendships are seasonal. Some people are meant to be in your life for a reason, some for a season, and very few for a lifetime. Most of your friendships will fall into the seasons category, and there's nothing wrong with that. Here's what I wish someone had told me earlier. Stop romanticizing your past friendships. Stop feeling guilty for growing apart from people. Stop blaming yourself for not maintaining connections that were built on temporary circumstances. You're not a bad person for not staying in touch with everyone from your past. You're not obligated to maintain friendships that no longer serve you or bring you joy. You don't owe anyone your time and energy just because you have history together. The uncomfortable truths. Let me share some uncomfortable truths that most people won't admit. Your best friend from college. They probably don't think about you as much as you think about them. That group of friends you miss so much. They've moved on and created new groups without you. The people who said they'd never change. They've changed the most. Most of your friendships were transactional. You were useful to each other in specific situations. You helped each other pass exams. You were wingmen for dating. You split bills and shared expenses. Remove the mutual benefit, and the friendship dies. Social media makes it worse because it creates the illusion of connection. You see their updates, they see yours, and you both think you're still friends. But when was the last time you had a real, meaningful conversation? When did they last reach out just to check on you? Not because they needed something. Here's another harsh truth. Most people only reach out when they need something. They resurface when they're in your city and need a place to stay. They call when they're going through a breakup and need emotional support. They message when they're job hunting and need a referral. But where are they during your good times? Where are they when you're celebrating your wins? And the most painful truth of all, you've probably done this too. You've probably reached out to old friends only when you needed something. You've probably been the one who disappeared when life got busy. You've probably taken people for granted and only realized their value when they were gone. The way forward. But here's what I learned after accepting these brutal realities. Stop chasing friendships that require constant effort from only your side. If you're always the one initiating conversations, planning meetups, and keeping the friendship alive, you're not in a friendship, you're in a one-sided relationship. Stop feeling guilty for not maintaining connections that drain your energy. If spending time with someone leaves you feeling exhausted rather than energized, that's not a friendship worth keeping. Quality over quantity. One true friend who shows up when you need them, who celebrates your successes without jealousy, who supports you during failures without judgment. That person is worth more than 100 who only appear in your Instagram likes. Focus on building new, authentic connections based on who you are now, not who you used to be. Join communities aligned with your current interests. Meet people through your work, your hobbies, your values. These friendships will be more meaningful because they're built on your present self, not your past circumstances. Learn to enjoy your own company. Build a life so interesting, so fulfilling, that you don't need constant validation from others. Develop hobbies you're passionate about. Pursue goals that excite you. Create a version of yourself that you genuinely enjoy spending time with. And sometimes, the best friend you can have after 25 is yourself. Learn to be comfortable with solitude. Understand the difference between being alone and being lonely. Alone is a physical state. Lonely is an emotional state. You can be alone and perfectly content, or surrounded by people and feel completely lonely. Final thoughts. The brutal truth that nobody wants to accept is this: most friendships have an expiration date. And that's okay. It doesn't diminish the value they had in your life at the time. It doesn't mean those moments weren't real or meaningful. It just means that chapter is over and it's time to write a new one. Stop living in the past. Stop mourning friendships that naturally ran their course. Stop comparing your current social life to what it used to be. Your 18-year-old self had different needs, different priorities, and different circumstances than your current self. Embrace this phase of life where your circle gets smaller but stronger, where you have fewer friends but deeper connections, where quality matters more than quantity, where you choose your relationships consciously rather than accepting them by default. Focus on the few who stay. Cherish the memories of those who left, and keep moving forward, because real success isn't measured by how many friends you have on social media or how many people come to your birthday party. It's measured by how comfortable you are with who you've become, how fulfilled you feel in your own company, and how genuine the connections are that you choose to maintain. Remember, growing apart doesn't mean growing bitter. You can appreciate what while accepting what is. You can be grateful for the role people played in your life without expecting them to play that role forever. The people who are meant to be in your life will find ways to stay. The ones who aren't will find excuses to leave. And both are perfectly okay. If this hit you hard, you're not alone in feeling this way. Thousands of people over 25 are going through the exact same experience. Share this video with someone who needs to hear these truths. Let them know they're not crazy for feeling disconnected from their past friendships. And remember, it's better to face painful truths than live comfortable lies. The sooner you accept these realities, the sooner you can build a life and relationships that truly serve who you're becoming, not who you used to be. Drop a comment and let me know, what's the hardest friendship loss you've experienced? Sometimes sharing our stories helps others feel less alone. Until next time, choose your relationships wisely And never apologize for outgrowing people who refuse to grow with you.